Hey, what's everybody, and welcome to the Thwip Side. Today I wanted to talk about my top 10 list for most wanted Spider-Man Marvel Legends going into 2021. I could see most of these as being reintroduced in the retro line. I love the retro line because it's a good chance to get figures that people may have missed on, including myself. So let's just get right into it. Coming in at number 10, I have Berman. To my knowledge, we have never gotten him in a Marvel Legends release, so he would probably most likely fit into the main line of a wave. And this guy's been around for a long time in the comics, so I think he's due for his action figure debut. My number 9 choice would be Kane, as he appeared in the original Clone Saga. Very unpopular opinion, but I actually enjoyed the Clone Saga back in the day. The only problem I had was hunting down all the Spider books to get the complete story, as in a small town, we didn't have a comic shop, and the bookstore only had a few of the Spider titles. But yeah, I would really love to see him. I always thought he looked cool like this, and I definitely want him. And I think he would be another mainline wave figure. Next, for a more popular choice, I'm going to go with Maryjane. Whether it be a re-release in the retro line or a new updated mainline release, we definitely need something than just an alternate head that went with the retro Gwen Stacy. Slithering in at number 7 is the Lizard. Hasbro showed us its willingness to repack Build-A-Figures and add them to the retro line. So why not the Lizard? He is the first of a few I have of Build-A-Figures that I would like to see re-released in the retro line. Next is number 6, where I would like to see Into the Spider-Verse Doc Ock. The most recent Spider-Man release was the wave with the Into the Spider-Verse characters. They are fantastic. They look fantastic. So why not keep it going and give us another wave with this character featured in it? Heading into my top 5, I'm going to start it off with Sandman, another former Build-A-Figure that I'd like to see re-released in the retro line. I really need him for my shelf. At number 4, I definitely have to go with Rhino, another Build-A-Figure sadly I missed out on, and another Build-A-Figure I desperately need. And the last Build-A-Figure on this list that I'd like to see come to the retro line. I'm going to say my number 3 choice would be Shocker. I love Shocker. He's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I would take him as a re-release in the retro line, an updated version in the main line, or even a Gamerverse line, which I think would be really cool. My number 2 choice was a tough call because he could have easily have been number 1, but I'm going to stick to my guns and go with Spider-Man 2099. I've always loved this character ever since I've read issue 1 in the 90s that you see here, but I refuse to pay $150 on eBay for him. That seems like to be the going rate right now for him, so I would love to see him in the retro line. And finally, my number 1 pick for what I would like to see released in 2021 is definitely Gamerverse Miles. It just blows my mind that this has not been announced yet. I thought it was a sure thing, and you can never have too many Miles on the shelf, seeing that there's not a whole lot of them. But yeah, he is definitely my number 1 release that I would like to see coming this year. So that's my list for Marvel Legends Spider-Man action figures I'd like to see come out in 2021. And I'd like to hear what figures you guys would like to see. I'm sure there's plenty that I didn't cover on the list. So yeah, drop me a comment, and if you like the video, subscribe, share, and tap that notification bell. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the Thwip side.